Blake Wesley. Oh my God.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, so we're going to talk about Blake Wesley because I don't believe that we give him enough love, essentially. As you guys already know, we talked about Blake Wesley before the draft, in which I said that he's kind of a roller coaster type player. When he's off, but when he's on, he's an absolute spark plug. He's absolutely ridiculous. And that's one thing that we were kind of keying in on. And one thing I didn't talk enough about is his competitive nature. Now, in that video, we also kind of looked at an interview that his principal did about him. And I'm going to look at that, or we're going to look at that again in this video. And there's also a interview that Blake Wesley had pre-draft, talking a little bit about his workout with the San Antonio Spurs, or his workouts in general, but he has something really specific to say about his Spurs workout. I did that in a different video, but I think it's more appropriate to put it dead spank in this one. All right, so moving on, let's go ahead and read through some of these quotes, not only from Brian Wright, but also from Blake Wesley himself. And if you don't love Blake Wesley, you're gonna love him after this. All right, so this is what your boy Brian Wright had to say. He was just basically talking about how he heard about the aggressive nature of Malachi and Blake Wesley, but he saw it firsthand. So as we can see here, not only did we hear it when we called around and asked about them, but we saw it firsthand in this building when they came in for their workout. So as reports have stated, it was a very intense workout, like very intense. I wouldn't be surprised if they were having to break up some guys. It sounded like it was pretty rough. But moving on, here we go. Both were mad after 3-on-3 games when they weren't on the same team. That's what Wright had to say about Branham and Wesley. That's pretty awesome. So Wesley said he entered the contest thinking the backcourt heavy Spurs were trying to take him or Branham. So it was between him or Branham, so he went extra hard. And as we can read here, he said, I felt like we were competing for a spot, so I was going extra hard and going after him. Besides Branham and Wesley, 4 other prospects who wound up going in the first round, participated in the scrimmages, including Wendell Moore of Dallas. That's pretty interesting, nonetheless. But moving on, Wesley said he entered the contest feeling like an outsider. They had a lot more hype than me, so I wanted to go at them. Moving on, I have a chip on my shoulder every time I step on the court, and as you can see, I highlighted that just so you can read that 10 more times. But moving on, and he said it was a great workout. We had a lot of guys in there. Now, this is what I really wanted to focus on. All right, it's just move past all that. This is some other things that Wright had to say about Blake Wesley. He's smart, tough, competitive, and coachable. And those are all things we were looking to find in this draft. This coachability thing, a lot of people say that it's a specific type of personality trait you have to be a San Antonio Spur, and it's not. Like, more than likely, all you really have to have is just to be competitive and be coachable, and the Spurs will work with you. Most of the time, that kind of, follows a certain personality trait that a lot of Spurs players have, because you have to have some type of humbleness to you to be coachable, but there's not a specific type of guy that the Spurs are looking for. You just need to be coachable. But moving on, you are talking about speed and downhill ability and competitiveness, a motor that just keeps going. And he loves the gym. He wants to work, wants to get better. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. And this is what I wanted to show you guys, because I talked about this in another video, but this is Blake Wesley talking about his workouts, and I absolutely love the ending when he talks about the San Antonio Spurs. But starting off, he's going to talk a little bit about the Wizards.
You sitting 2-3 days before the draft. How many workouts did you have to have?
I had 11, so I was usually supposed to be done Saturday, but the Knicks called me in yesterday, so I worked out with the Knicks yesterday.
So how would you say the whole, how was that process? Like, what was the craziest workout you had to do?
The craziest workout was probably the Wizards, because after, you warm up, you shoot, and then you play 3-on-3 full court, 1-on-1 full court. So after the 3-on-3 full court, he all right, on the line. So we on the line? I'm like, what you mean, on the line? He was like, yeah, 20 touches in 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah, he did
y'all
like that.
You got left. You want to see what type of fight.
Now, the thing about the 20 touches in 2 minutes, we don't have confirmation if he completed this, but from everything that he's saying, how it sounds like he probably did, which would be insane because I think Dyson Daniels completed it, which everyone was raving about that. So I don't know, but hey, it's there.
you got.
that hurt right
Yeah.
there.
And if you don't know what that is, it's basically just suicides. It's just running back and forth, full court suicides.
That's that.
So for those people out there that might not understand what we talking about when we say when you hit them with 20 touches in 2 minutes, explain that for them to the
They explain it
common folk
anyway.
out there.
So you start on the baseline. It's 2 minutes on the clock. And you just down and back. 1, 2, 3,
3,
4.
4.
Trying to get
20
20
times.
touches
Full
in
court
2
sprints.
minutes. Yep.
2 minutes.
It's especially after the 3-on-3 full court. It's
After
crazy.
the whole workout
After
is
whatever
crazy,
you
period.
doing,
Yeah,
you
crazy.
doing that.
You come straight in and do it. It's like, come on, bro.
It still feel
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
You got any particular team like where you had you felt like you had a great workout? Like, man, I killed at this particular
I
workout.
thought I was
like,
gonna go there.
Oh, for sure. San Antonio.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It was a good workout. I feel like I did everything there. I was the best player there.
Whew. He was the best player there. Dude, I love seeing things like this, especially when you go back and you just listen. It's like, well, dang, he knew he was coming to San Antonio. He said he was the best player there. And even that type of attitude shows you that it was really competitive that day. He had a really good workout. But you absolutely love it. Also, if you guys don't know, and I'm just going to throw this out there, just a fun fact, Blake Wesley was actually projected to be like a 15th overall pick at some point. Earlier, he was projected to be a lottery, but he was usually around the 15 range. He dropped quite a bit, obviously, but that's where he was projected initially. So Spurs got some absolute steals out of this draft. It was incredible. All right, so moving on, this is what we're gonna play last, and this actually is amazing because everything that we just
You
looked at.
sitting 2-3 days.
Sorry. Everything that we just looked at, it kind of makes sense. It all comes full circle here. The type of player that he is, where your boy Brian Wright was saying that, yeah, he's competitive, but he's also kind of, in a way, saying he's reserved. I think Brian Wright said that at some point, but saying that he's coachable and everything. I think that this kind of comes full circle and seeing what type of kid this is. So let's go ahead and listen to what his principal had to say about him in high school. So let me turn the music off because I think they play their own little music here. And yeah, just listen to it. It's pretty dope.
So this young man is respectful. He carries himself well. He speaks to you. He greets you. He looks you eye to eye. The thing that I see with him on the court is that he's a leader, and he wants excellence. And what I mean by that is that he wants each one of his teammates to meet that same standard of expectation that he has for himself. So when I think about Blake Wesley's transition, one is there's two different Blakes. They're great, right? So he's very quiet. He's okay with being to himself. He's not an extrovert, he's an introvert. But when he's on that basketball court, it's a whole nother beast.
I hate that so much. Oh my God, I hate that sound effect. But yeah, so as you can see, he has two sides to him, and he can be reserved, he can be quiet, but he can also be an absolute monster on that court. And you love to see it, man. You absolutely love to see it. So I'm really looking forward to Blake Wesley. I think he's one that we don't talk a lot about because obviously Sohan is the one that has the most versatility. A lot of people believe the most upside. And then you look at Malachi, he's the most NBA ready one, maybe out of even the three. But especially offensively, he's the most NBA ready one. And then Blake Wesley is the one that's kind of the odd man out because he's in, as he said himself, that he feels like an outsider, but he's the odd man out because while he has a lot of things to his game, and look at his parents, that's his parents. While he has a lot of things to his game, he also is very raw. So he's a prospect nonetheless. So you gotta take that for what you can. Not prospect, he's a project. I'm sorry. Take that for what you can. But you know, just moving on. All I'm trying to say is he is legit. I kind of rambled a little bit, but he is legit. He is going to be really good, and I really do look forward to seeing him play. So I'll give it to you guys later, man. If you want to support the channel, Patreon, YouTube, links below. But yeah, I'll give it to you later. Until next time, deuces.